Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Rental Regrets. As always, I am your host, Victory Nub, and today we're going to be taking a look at Final Fight, originally developed and published for arcades by Capcom and released on November 25th of 1989. We're looking at the Super Nintendo port of the game, which was released in the United States in November of 1991, just 3 months after the launch of the console. Final Fight is a side-scrolling beat-em-up in which players take control of either Cody Travers or Mike Hagar, pictured on the screen here, as they set out to find and rescue Jessica Hagar, Mike's daughter and Cody's girlfriend, after she is kidnapped by the Mad Gear Gang. Leader of the gang, Belger, unsuccessfully attempts to bribe current Metro City Mayor Mike Hagar to ignore their criminal activities, and when that fails, they kidnap Jessica to force his cooperation. Final Fight was the work of producer Yoshiki Okamoto and designers Akira Nishitani and Akira Yasuda, all three of whom were the driving force behind the pivotal fighting game Street Fighter II. Final Fight was initially concepted as a sequel to the original Street Fighter, carrying the working title Street Fighter 89 until the team decided to pivot from a fighting game to a beat-em-up. Okamoto has cited Double Dragon 2: The Revenge as one of the inspirations behind the design of Final Fight, which seems apropos considering the driving force of the protagonists is a kidnapped woman. The team originally planned to make Ryu and Ken the lead characters before switching to an original environment and new characters. The gang members that Cody and Mike encountered during their quest were heavily inspired by famous rock bands, including Axl and Slash from Guns N' Roses, Gene Simmons, Sid Vicious, Billy Idol, King Diamond, Sodom, Roxy Music, The Damned, and Poison. Capcom rather infamously added a note in the arcade cabinet's instruction manual that cited the character Poison as a new half, or transgender woman, due to the belief that that players would be uncomfortable beating up a woman. Probably didn't occur to them that this would be deemed just as bad, but I didn't make the game. Oddly, the palette-swapped character Roxy is not a transgender character, so you still ended up beating up a woman. Weird choice. Super Nintendo port that we are looking at today received numerous content censorship changes, for the international release. Characters Damned and Sodom were renamed Thrasher and Katana. The aforementioned Poison and Roxy were removed altogether and replaced with new male characters Billy and Sid. Alcohol-based health items were removed. A voice line was altered to remove the word God. Blood splatters were removed, and certain darker-skinned characters were given lighter skin tones. I think I know which character in specific that was, and yeah, it could have been seen as extremely racist if they had left that character as is. Final Fight was a huge success for Capcom, becoming the highest-grossing arcade cabinet of 1990 and selling 1.5 million copies of the Super Nintendo port worldwide, making it the 31st best-selling game on the console. Critically, the game was praised for its large, detailed character models and solid fighting mechanics, but the Super Nintendo port in particular was panned for the numerous changes and cut content, of particular note being the removal of the two-player mode and a missing third character, the Ninja Gi. Capcom would release a revised port of the game in 1992 that added Gi back into the game in Cody's place, though most of the other changes were left as is. That's all the notes that I had. Let's go ahead and get it started. Whoa. Yeah. I think we're going to go with Cody. Hagar, Mike Hagar, whatever you want to call him. He does have a move that allows you to do a spinning pile driver. It is the most damaging move in the game. And it is basically the same move that Zangief does in Street Fighter II. So you can see where some of the inspiration of the game was. There is a time limit. Yes, I know. I should stop messing around. Oh! All right, so your buttons are about as simplified as fighting or beat 'em up games can get. There's one attack button and one jump button. That's it. Yep. As some of those hallmarks of a good beat 'em up, which is A lot of guys just kind of standing around waiting for you to come and beat them up. Don't even know if they're part of the gang. You just know you're going to beat them up anyway. Not to mention... Oh, get out of here, you little jerk. I love that his instinct when he sees a pile of tires is to punch it over because there must be something good in here. Yeah, of course, you got to hit the barrel, too. Hello. I don't know if that gave me anything. I don't think it did. No. Unless I'm missing something. Nope. I believe there is a... I might be wrong. Oh. Yeah, alright. So there is, like... It's supposed to be, like, a down attack. I think is... Yeah, I did it. I think I did it. Right there. Yeah. So that's kind of like a move that does damage without knocking the enemy away. It does downward knee hit. I think there's also another move on it. There it is. Yeah. He could do like a spinning kick attack that hits enemies on all sides, but it does cost you health to do it. I think I rented this game exactly one time and I thought it was okay. Didn't love it. I cut my teeth on TMNT games that had a little more originality in the characters' designs and their weaponry. Here, you're just doing everything hand-to-hand, and unfortunately, it lacks some of the fun that Double Dragon introduced with, like, the... Uh-oh. Well, there goes my dagger. Get. Yeah, we've basically seen all of his moves now, which is a punch, a jump kick, and a knee attack. Now get out of here, you jerks. Okay. I think this guy gives you daggers as well if you beat him up. Hollywood. Owie! Sorry, big boy. I need some meat. Oh, good timing. Knee strikes! So that character there, Sid, is the one that they used to replace Poison and Roxy. I don't know if I've ever actually played a version of the game that has those characters. That may be something that we have to see if we can locate a copy of in the future. Not because I'm desperate to beat up the character, but just to see how the character model was designed and whether or not it's apparent through the choices they made that it was supposed to be a man that had transitioned. I want that jacket. Not this guy's. No. I want the one that was like maroon with like a radioactive symbol on the back of it. And that character right there is the one that I think... Yeah, what up, dude? They had changed so that he wasn't a little bit caricature-ish, a little stereotypical. Oh, I'm done. God damn, dude. I think he calls his buddies in, yeah. Oh, gotta help. An extra life. Damn it. Little prick. Get out of here. I think the character model is different on the Sid and, whatever the other one was named, Thrasher character, but they essentially do the same moves that Poison and Roxy would have done. I will say, I think the first experience I had with this game would have been, I got the Nintendo Power Special Edition guide that they sent out for the Super Nintendo. Yeah, good job, dumbass. He killed himself. You got what you deserved. Come here. Give me that knife. Oh, yes! Oh, no. Damn it. All right. Get the knife. Get the knife. Get out of here. Ah, I lost it. No, I didn't. Hey, yeah, I did. Oh, wait. There's another one. Oop. Get out. Gotcha. He did. I'm gonna lose before the end of this area. Can I get the extra one? Take it with me. Yeah, so they had a detailed breakdown of all of the characters in the section of the Super Nintendo guide that was dedicated to Final Fight. And I must have poured over that thing 1,000 times. Did it tell you anything about how to fight the characters? Obviously, it didn't tell me anything because I'm an idiot, but... Yeah, I remember they have, like, the Andre the Giant character, Andore, I think is what they call him in this game. And there's like 8 versions of it. There's like Andore, and then there's Andore Senior, and then Andore's uncle. Ah, come on! I wanted to use the katana! Why are you dicks gotta screw me over? Yeah, hope that hurt. You want some? Come here, come here. Oh, lost it. That didn't take long. Yeah, unfortunately, unlike most of the TMNT games, your best option is not just doing a jump kick to everybody. Although they did change it in the 3rd game to make it so that you had to do more than just jump kicking enemies, because certain of them would actually like respond if you did try to do a jump kick. Nope, 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 nope. Get out of here. There's Andore. He does kind of have an Andre the Giant-ish look to his build, but not exactly. And of course, whatever differences the two characters might have had were mostly just cosmetic. I don't think there was any difference in how they fought. That's not to say that the individual, like, punk classes or enemy classes weren't different in how they acted. It's just that the different colored versions of them did this same thing. TMNT was a little bit smarter about their foot soldier designs, where they did use the same model for basically all the foot soldiers. It's just the different colors represented different characters, and they did different things. They actually like had weapons or performed moves a little bit differently. Speaking of, we haven't done one of the TMNT games in a... Well, okay, we did one recently on the Game Boy, but we haven't done one of the, like, real console versions. I want that ring! I have to pick up one of the daggers at the piece of garbage. Get out of here! Oh, there's a dagger guy. Oh, and I'm dead. Now, this is a pretty famous continue screen, because if you don't do anything, I think the dynamite blows up. But yeah, if you hit the button, a knife comes in. Cuts the wire on it. All right, well, we played a little bit with Cody. Let's go ahead and swap to Hagar. I love that he has exactly one strap over one shoulder. Oh, he did. Hey, you better pick out the subway token, dude. You may be the mayor, but you still gotta pay for your transportation. Oh, I want that. I want that. Get it. I don't think we, oh, nice. Oh! German suplexing guys left, right. Get out of here. Get that pipe. Yeah, I want this more than I want the dagger. Spinning lariat move. Yeah, this really is just kind of Zangief, but with a different skin. Get there. Get. You want some? Give it to you. Come on. Dummy. Do a little dance while I wait for the game to go to the next screen. There we go. he throws some fast punches for a guy that big. Oh, damn it. Try to get away from him doing that. What does the graffiti on that door say? Decimi. It probably actually said something in the arcade and they had to censor it in the game. Come on. Oh, you piece of crap. Get out of here. Does he have a down knee? Oh, yeah, he does. There it is. Just a body splash. Food? Yes. I wish I had a sliding attack like that. Go! Oh, you dummy. This is one of those games that makes the very distinct decision when you use a dagger that if there isn't an enemy directly in front of you, if you hit the attack button, he'll just throw it. Which I don't love. Ow. Get out of here. Oh, you prick! God damn it. Get bent, you piece of shit. I know you're there. Of course. Of course you did, you prick. Kick you in the frickin' face. I'll let you do that to me. Get up. You're not getting a kill on me. You gotta kill on me. God damn it. That guy's name is Doug, but it's not even spelled right. It's D-U-G. That guy's name is Bread, but spelled without an A. Get up. We found the engine room, which is always immediately and easily accessible to the general public. You thought you had me, didn't you? No. Quit throwing daggers. You're not getting that. No. Damn it! How many daggers did that guy have? I picked up like 3. I picked up a bottle of chloroform so that he could knock himself unconscious. It's nap time. What else would a bottle with a big C on it be? Vitamin C pills? Cocaine. It's this little cocaine bottle. All right, pricks. Yeah, thank you. God damn it. That didn't feel fair. And I'm stuck waiting for the cutscene to play out. Actually, there were cutscenes in the original game, and they cut most of them out of this one because of, I imagine, space limitations. Oh, great. That doesn't help me any. I'm not moving until I know I don't need this meat. And now I need the meat. Pick up the meat! God damn it, Arby's. We have the meat.
Arby's.
Pick up the meat! Bum, bum. And by we, I mean whatever Metro City's subway system is. Oh, God, I knew I was going to do it. I love the old beat-em-up tradition of having character health bars that have different colors instead of just one bar that has different measurements based on how much health they have when you damage them. What the hell was that, man? I had full health and they destroyed me in 3 hits. I just beat up Jake from State Farm. Poor guy. I guess the insurance biz kind of didn't pan out for him, so he had to take to the mean streets. I remember this guy dashing back and forth a bunch. Let's see if I'm right. Thank you for the dagger. Yep, I was right. Oh, and he got me. Give me this. Damn it! There was no turnaround. He fell and immediately stabbed me. All right, let's go back to Cody for a little bit. Oh, god damn it, I was at the boss! Hey, I found a crack rock. I tell you what, this game kind of reminds me of in the handling of it. Different companies made them, but I can see a definitive design aesthetic that is pretty similar. Batman Returns. And specifically the Super Nintendo cart. I think it also came out on Sega Genesis, but I never played that one. Yeah, there is kind of the enemies have a certain floatiness to them, the way that they walk around, that is very similar. Also, the way that you fight them, the combos feel very similar as well. Although that game had more options for Batman to beat up thugs than this game does. Get out of here. All aboard! Or not. I'll take a quick drink here. I like that little bass medley, or whatever you want to call it, flourish right when you pause. Oh, back in. Seriously, I want that jacket, but specifically the red one. Or whatever shade you want to call that. Looks red to me. I'll move when I feel like moving. You don't tell me what to do. Yeah, poor Jake from State Farm. He's now working for the Mad Gear Gang. Listen, if you don't sign up for their insurance, he's gonna beat you to death. All right, thank you, jerk. Let me fight back! God damn it! You get stun locked by one hit in this game. It's ridiculous. I think I just got an extra life, and then I just lost it. Game is playing a very specific little melody whenever you get an extra life. I feel like you can fire off punches about as fast as you can hit the attack button. Oh, you thought you were going to get behind me? That ain't happening. All right, dude, you want to just keep taking kicks to the face? That's fine by me. Andore looks like they couldn't decide between Andre and Adore for the name. Oh. I haven't tried one of those yet. Didn't do anything special. Tell you what this game's really missing, and obviously we haven't seen a situation where this would be necessary to begin with yet, but a move where if the enemy is on either side of your body, you get to do like a grab attack where you grab enemies on both sides and smash them together. I feel like that's been a staple of side-scrolling beat-em-ups forever, and this game doesn't have it. Nothing. How disappointing. Get out of here. Whoa, the whole group got beat. No, no, you don't. I'll take that. All right. Oh, damn it. He got locked up because he was standing over top of a dagger and couldn't decide what to do. Come on. Gotcha. I love that there's a water boiler apparently attached to the engine. This subway's run on steam power. Get the health. Get the health. There we go. A what? How the hell did my kick go through his body? Don't tell me I jumped past him before I started the kick. That did not happen. Get. No, you don't. Get. Quit. Hey, keep getting up, Billy. Back myself into a wall here so they can't take it. And he got me anyway. So they can't do exactly what that guy did without having the access to the backside of my character model. An idiot. Come on. Come on. Walk into my fist. There you go, dumbass. The design of that subway seemed wildly unsafe. There was literally just an end of the track with no, like, stopper for the train car, and then a wooden fence that apparently just blocked a path to a bottomless pit. So if the subway driver or conductor or whatever they call themselves didn't stop the train, he'd fall to his immediate death, along with everyone on board. All right, let's get beaten up by the samurai. I want to try to get past this guy, even if we don't make it much further than this one fight. So I'm going to save there. Disappointing that there isn't a separate song for the arena. Oh, okay. Did that say that the sword was called a Masamune? Looked like it said that, right? Come on. It does. It says it's Masamune. You're not getting your sword back. Ah, yeah, you are. Damn it. Both of them, too. And he killed me. Motherfucker. One hit. Yeah, we're both swinging swords. I thought this character got renamed. I guess they changed their mind. He's not even doing good sword technique. He's just kind of lopping, like whacking you over the top of the head with the sword. Also, I'd like to point out, he didn't move when he swung his sword and hit me. And when I was standing in the same spot and swinging my sword, nothing happened. Boy, the hit detection is really fair, isn't it? Die, you goofy bitch who cheats. Oh, damn it. Liz! The sword's going through his body! Why are you not connecting? Oh, the game doesn't want you to make a hit there. Garbage. What the hell? What the hell? I don't have a charging attack like he does. Get the f out of here, dude. Cheat! What the hell? Did you see that? Yeah, I have a problem with the way this was designed. I should not be missing a hit. Unbelievable. Yeah, they did not make this fair at all. Dude, get hit like a normal thug, you piece of shit. The game decided it didn't want me to hit him there either. Hey, goddamn sword. What the hell are we in a boxing ring using swords to begin with? Good. You didn't get to hit. And that time he did. Of course I got hit. Let me decapitate him. Well, we made it to the third area. I guess that's some progress. I'm not going to make it much further. Well, not a Street Fighter-esque game if you don't have access to a car that you can destroy. Alright, that side's done. Can I smash the top, or? I don't know what I'm supposed to do now. Oh, there you go. Smash the front. Come on, go, 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 go! I didn't finish in time. Okay, so that guy didn't cue his things because we didn't finish destroying the car. That's the part where the guy is supposed to come in and say, oh my god, and they were like, no, we can't have him say god. Let's have him say, oh my car. Thanks, guys. Get the f*** out of here. Hey, honey, I'm hungry. You want to go eat at restaurant tonight? Yeah, sure. Let's go get some food at restaurant. I love that place. They make a good dinner meal. Dinner meal. Nope. I said nope! Don't you dare avoid my hits. Oh, God. Am I out of continues? No, I got one more. All right. All right, let's go back to Hagar. Finish this one up. I think we're gonna play this out until I run out of lives, and then we will, Oh, I'm sorry. We gotta go to the left. See, there's a sign that says one way. We're going the wrong way. Apparently, a restaurant doesn't get very much business. Everyone tries to go to the entrance, but it's like, oh, the sign says one way. We're going the wrong way. They're probably also not doing too well financially because every table has a burning candle on it, but there's no one sitting at the table. Their candle budget for the for every month is just outrageously high. Yeah. No, you don't. Get out of here. Hey, I got extra life. I hadn't noticed it before. The score is carrying over between continues, so my total score for this run would be one continuous score all the way through every single continue. I like that touch. Trying to punch my ticket in. Oh, there we go. How about I just punch the door? I beat up these two. Last time, we do not do appletinis. Please leave my bar. Oh, food, 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 food! Get, you son of a... You're right in the kidneys, too. I don't think the game wants me to ever use a dagger with Mike, because he never uses it. He throws it away. What a choice.
Daggers are not for a man as big as Mike Hagar. He's so big and muscular.
Uh-oh. Damn it. Damn you, Bill Bull! Oh, come on, get out of here. Really compelling gameplay. Just keep everyone off the screen and punch at nothing. All right, guy, you want it? God damn it! Get bent, brick. Go see your dad. Don't know if it's gonna make a difference. What if I die? I think G Andore is supposed to be Grandpa Andore. Uncle Andore, you are Andore. Let me use the sword, or the pipe. Like that. He walked through the pipe hits. This game has some absolutely unfair bull hit windows where characters are just allowed to walk through a hit. Oh, good. You allowed me to hit him. Thanks, game. Dude, Mike, there's a doorknob. Just use the doorknob. They're here. They're here because they heard the Appletinis are fantastic. And the bartender just hates his life. We don't do Appletinis! Damn it. Ah, there we go. Well, it wasn't a spinning pile driver, but it was a pile driver. Okay, so I know how you do it. You have to get them in a hold, and then you jump while you're holding them, and that's how you do it. Of course, that requires me to not be jamming on the attack button constantly in order to be aware enough to do the jump. Nope. God damn it, I hit the attack button. Well, one of the things they really needed to do, and of course, they didn't want you to be able to do this because then you wouldn't die and have to keep pumping quarters into the machine, is they needed to make it so that if you were getting attacked by an enemy, you had a defense option where you could like hold a defense button and not take as much damage, but then weather like a combo hit like what they're doing right now where I wouldn't get destroyed because the game doesn't want me to get in a counter attack. There we go. And now I'm dead. Go in the bar! Boy, the Appletini crowd is just out of control. I want to pick up whatever he just dropped and put it in his mouth. I was kidding, you actually can pick it up! Yeah, see, here we go. I was absolutely hitting him, but the game, I guess, decided they didn't want to count that hit. What a dick. I'm in the middle of a throw move, and they took away my hit. What the hell was that? Did he just shoot a gun at me? He did! And it's over. Alright, put in my initials. Watch, I'll be at the top of the scoreboard. And I was. It said first, but I don't see a scoreboard. Show me. I don't think, and of course, I never think to check these things before we start recording, but I'll take a quick peek and see if there are any cheat codes that we can take a quick peek at. I have serious doubts that there are any codes, but we can always check. We're not on the Amiga. We're not on the CPC Amstrad. Well, can't do anything about that because it requires multiple playthroughs. Apparently, there is a way to get bonus credits for your character if you change the... well, you have to have a certain set of initials in the high score list, or if you change them to Cap as number 1, Com as number 2, and Guy as number 3, you get 5 credits instead of 3. And if you want a bigger number of credits, Cap as 1, Com as 2, and YLM as 3, and you'll get 9 credits to start. And then there's some extra thing you could do for dogs in the Bay Area stage, which I think is the very first stage, but yeah, we're not going to worry too much about that. The title screen, hold the shoulder button and press start. Well, let's see what that does. Hold the shoulder. Oh, there you go. Aw, man, I wish I had known about that. I could have turned the difficulty down some. It is what it is. All right, let's go ahead and offer some final thoughts. Extra joy? What the hell is extra joy? They throw nothing but female fighters at you and they all make love. I don't think this is a very good side-scrolling beat-em-up, if I'm being honest. And it's for one very important reason that I think the game absolutely was not fair about in the way that it was designed. There seem to be far too many instances where you would be in the middle throwing an attack combination, and I'm hitting the attack button about as fast as anyone could ever possibly jam on that button. And the enemy would have an opportunity in the middle of me punching in an animation that normally, while the fist is extended, if the enemy's hitbox is in the window of where that hit was going to land, they would take a hit, that the game just allows them to ignore a hit to get in close and hit you back first. Whoever thought that was a good idea should have been fired. The whole point of these beat-em-ups is you're supposed to be able to beat up bad guys, and they have to find ways to get windows to hit you when you're focused on punching in one direction or kicking or doing whatever in one direction. And they usually have to get behind you and hit you, or hit you when you're not attacking in order to score a hit. Here, it's like they decided the only fair way they were ever going to get an enemy to hit you is your punches would be just nullified. They wouldn't actually make contact while the enemy's in an attack frame where they're supposed to go in and score a hit on you. We saw that with especially the katana enemy, the one that the samurai dude that had the 2 swords, where I'd be swinging my sword, and any other time the sword swing based on his body's location would score a hit, but they didn't want that to happen right there. They wanted him to actually hit me and knock me off my feet and take the sword back. So, those hits just don't count for the next 3 seconds until he gets to do his attack. You fall down and lose the sword and he gets it back. It didn't feel fair at all. People don't design side-scrolling beat-em-ups like that. They just don't. It's not fun or fair design. There were certain enemies that we were seeing, just regular grunts that were starting to do stuff like that, where I'd be in the middle. We saw it with the 2 Andore characters in that one room that had the grandpa and the uncle Andore, where I was swinging my pipe at them. And again, they're in the general hit box, which isn't just horizontal, but there is a little bit of verticality to it as well. So they don't have to be perfectly in line with your character's vertical position on the map in order to take a hit. And they would be standing in that window and nothing was happening. And when you do stuff like that, it takes away the sense that your actions aren't being dictated by some kind of design choice behind the screen, where it's like, well, we need the computer to score a hit on you now, so we're just going to make it where your hits don't actually land ever. And that feels really unfair. And frankly, if this is what the entirety of Final Fight is like, I don't want to play any more of these games, because that is absolute horseshit. You should never do that with any of your beat 'em up games. If they did that in Double Dragon or TMNT, I would have hated those games. And I actually like both of the franchises. Not to say that all of them were perfect. We saw with Double Dragon 3, I was about ready to rip my hair out because of some of the unfair garbage that they did in that game. But by and large, I enjoy the beat 'em up games for TMNT and Double Dragon. This one, I don't know if I would ever want to go back to it. It does not feel fair in the way that they designed it. Um, they give you some options for defending yourself if an enemy gets behind you. I just wish it didn't cost you health, because one of the things that beat 'em ups usually focus on when they're trying to hit you is uh, if you're focused on punching enemies on one side, a loose character who's not caught in the middle of a combo of hits will walk around and behind your character to score a hit on you. And that's usually when you start losing health, is you're not keeping an eye on the one who snuck off and trying to get you from behind. They do add an option where you can hit enemies on both sides, either doing like his spinning kick for Cody or the spinning lariat for Hagar. And I'm glad they're there, but you do lose health when you do that. Also, and this is a very strange choice, it seemed like there were certain enemies where they could do a 3-hit combo and completely wipe out your health. How the hell are grunts doing that kind of damage? They should have to do that after like 10 hits, not 3. That's way too much damage for a guy that's just one of the jobbers who you're going to see 7 or 8 of before you reach the end of the level. I'm glad they had a jump kick. I wish I knew why they had 2 of them, because it seems like with Hagar, both of them do the same thing. It made sense with Cody, because with Cody, if you did a jump kick, you hit the enemy and they fell away. If you did the down attack where he just hits them with his knee, they take multiple hits and your body closes range with the enemy. So when you land, you could start throwing a combo of hits and they won't be able to escape it. With Hagar, it doesn't matter if you're doing his jump kick or his, I don't know what it is, like a suicide dive type move. Both hits will knock the enemy away and onto the ground. So why did they have 2 of them? That didn't make a ton of sense. I feel like they were okay with the amount of food that they were giving out, although, again, I think some enemies seem to do way more damage than they should have in this game, and it didn't make a ton of sense. The weapons, I never understand why games with daggers make it so that you can throw the dagger away doing the same button press, but if the enemy, and they did it in this game, and I think there's another game, and I don't know off the top of my head which one it is, where if an enemy is not standing directly in front of you and taking a hit from your dagger swipes, the character's first blush instinct is, well, I got to throw this dagger across the screen. No, don't do that. Make it so that there's some combination of button presses that you got to do to throw the dagger away. Never let me throw a dagger away just because I'm hitting the button and there's nothing to hit. They didn't do that with the larger weapons, the pipe or the katana. Although, God, it seemed like the game was dead set on making sure I never got to use a katana anytime outside of the boss battle, because every time we saw one, I'd try to pick it up and immediately someone was on top of me hitting me. Then why the hell did you bother putting it in the game? I want to be able to use the item that's sitting on the ground. Don't take that away from me. At least I got to use the pipe, and the pipe did seem to be functionally identical to the katana. We didn't have a real opportunity to tell the difference. I don't think there was going to be a damage difference between using the pipe or the katana. They're both melee weapons that you get to hit enemies with. They probably could have added like a durability meter, and that way, after, 5, 6 hits or whatever, it broke and then fell away. But I guess, making it so that if you got knocked to the ground, it fell out of your hands, that also would make sense. But then the item disappears within like a second before you get up. So, the boss designs were interesting. I did like that, in the first level, obviously, I think that's the character that they had to change because it could have been very racially insensitive if they hadn't. I like the idea that in the middle of the fight, he'll just get annoyed and jump on the um, whatever it is going down to the subway, whatever you call that, the raised bars to keep people from falling into an open pit. And then he would just whistle for his buddies to come in and fight. And then the subway, you went, I guess where the subway ends bizarrely was right next to a big boxing ring that you got in with a katana wielding samurai. That's so weird. It is creative. I'll give him that. I just think that the way that character functioned was absolutely unfair. And then the third level, after you get through all of the bars and, uh, downtown nightlife type environments, you run into a fat cop who clearly is in on the take because he's helping the bad guys. So they did have some very interesting character designs there. Not to mention the thugs that you beat up. There's a pretty large amount of variety in the way that they were designed as well. You had your standard, like street toughs who didn't really have a whole lot of personality to them, and they fought fairly boring. But then you also had the big upper body dudes that wore leather jackets who were and I imagine that was the one that was doing the 3 hits that took me down to no health. And then they had, punk style guys that would wear torn up white shirts, and then they'd have the wildly colored hair that was standing up. Yeah, there was a lot of variety in the types of enemies you saw. And although it wasn't super obvious, there was a difference in how each of them was performing their hits. Like the dudes that wore the radioactive jackets, with the radiation symbol on them, they would kind of stand off to the side, wait until they found an opportunity, and then sneak in and jab you once to kind of knock you to the ground. So that was a pretty cool idea, the way that they handled those characters. And then the punk ones that were supposed to be the replacements for Poison Roxy, they would do kind of like a jump attack that none of the other characters ever seem to do. I think the Andori characters have a jumping attack, but we didn't really see it much in this one. Those were maybe the only characters that had differences in the way they acted based purely on the palettes for them. Because not every Andori was doing the same thing. Some of them were a little more aggressive. Some of them stood back and waited for an opportunity to strike. All the other characters, it seemed like they all were functionally identical between the different palettes. So the Andori character, obviously, they had a lot more original ideas for than any of the other characters. My regret for Final Fight, I don't think I would ever want to go back to this game if all of them played the way that this one did. I just don't like games that break the logic of how the game works in order to screw you over. It doesn't feel fun. It doesn't feel fair. Don't change the way that things work in your game to put the player at a disadvantage, ever. Never, ever do that. If, for example, and this is the go-to in my brain because of the way that the system is set up, it is a very rigid structure and it's designed to be fair no matter how tough it is. If, say, Dark Souls decided that an enemy was supposed to be able to score a hit on you at a particular instance, and they were not going to let you stop that from happening, they just nullified any and all damage that you could possibly do during a 3-second window while the enemy was building up for a big attack, where you could swing your sword 5 or 6 times, but the hit's not going to land. If they did that in any Dark Souls game, every single player would scream bloody murder about that. But this game does it, and people said it was good. I'm sorry, this is garbage. You never should do that in a game, ever. The fact that they did it in this one, and it managed to get like 2 sequels, is astonishing. I guess players were just idiots, or they were willing to pump quarter after quarter after quarter into a cabinet that was clearly balanced to screw you over so that you keep feeding money into it. Games like that shouldn't even have continues when they get the home release. You should just get to keep playing until you beat the game. They want to keep screwing you over indefinitely. You shouldn't have to worry about a limited number of continue credits before you have to start the game all over again. You should just be able to keep playing until you beat it. And yes, I see that there was an option mode where you could change the difficulty and change the number of lives that you get and even change the number of points you had to get in order to get an extra life. But they hid it. It's not available unless you do a special code. You have to hold a shoulder button and then hit start to see this option mode because they didn't want you to find it. Yeah, this game sucks. I don't like it. I like beat 'em ups fine. This is not one that I feel like I would ever want to go back to. I don't feel like there were enough options for how you could beat up the enemies. And the fact that they change how your hits work in specific instances where they want you to get hit by the enemy is unfair, and they should never, ever do that in a video game, ever. Not excusable. Yeah, this game sucks. I think I rented it one time, didn't make it very far, and said, I don't really like this game, and I never rented it again after that. And I don't think I paid very much to get this copy of the game. Boy, I feel like I wasted my money on it. If I can find a cheap copy of Final Fight 2 or 3, we might pick it up and see if they fixed that core issue. But man, I am not rushing to go get another copy of a game in this franchise unless they got rid of that mechanic, because it sucked. It did not feel fair at all. Yeah, I regret renting it. I regret buying it. I don't regret recording the video today. But I just, man, I hate that. I hate it. It's going to stick with me the rest of the night. All right, that is going to do it for this episode of Rental Regrets. As always, I do appreciate each of you watching, and I will see you next time.